it's a much slower pistol round than you get a lot of the time on Inferno, only now starting to actually burst onto that B bomb site, and so far struggling big time to deal with the stack in place. Haven't even actually got themselves past the pool or up the steps at all. Caught instead in this choke point, and after losing a couple of players and taking a ton of damage in the meantime, even on the ones left standing, they've decided they need to back out and come up with a new plan. Running that bomb back to A, keeping Rainwaker in position to see if he can stop the rotations, but they're still going to have some resistance on the bomb site itself. So Patrick, he's going to need to go big. An initial entry is found, and that should give them the room for at least the bomb plant now.
There's damage onto multiple players here as well. Plenty within that one-shot headshot. Rainwaker is the main issue on that long flank, and he's been dealt with by Divi, so now it's just this site hold. Two players, a P250 and a recovered set of Julies to try and hold on. Then he knows he's got to play ahead of it, and he gets his head cleaved off, snobbling with the double. And LDLC will be able to stick the landing on what was a very smooth pistol for them.
Yeah, I mean, other than a bit of damage, but even as you said, snobbling with the 7 health just made it look easy on that retake. Correct call in the initial moments as well to stack things up towards B. As we said, Team 500 have played this map so much that there was plenty for LDLC to look at. I'd expect really see on that previous map, as they were the ones that found the early momentum, and then it was LDLC who clawed their way back in. So we'll see now. Definitely need the Bulgarians to get things going at this point. A little bit of a slower round as well, it seems like, waiting out that initial utility that's going to be tossed down Banana, and well, apparently the peaks that are going to come off the back of it as well. Not actually showing himself, just spamming the smoke. It's an interesting smoke because of course it will hold them off for a few seconds, but they don't know if Banana was actually taken towards the bottom, which it has been. Looks like the plan was, I guess, to go for a reapproach afterwards, and well, they actually find success over in the apartments in the meantime, so it won't be too big of a deal that they are actually going to lose that full Banana control. They held it off quite a while, even connected a small bit of damage with that utility, but it's going to be a very quick B play coming in.
Yeah, the problem is this hold now. There's not a lot of firepower here at all. The rotations are coming, but they're slow, and it's going to be up to these two men inside the side. Brooksy with a quick double off the Galil, make it 3. A one-man anchor inside of the site right when he's needed. Ships will get 1.
And then that's how it goes. If they even took one of those initial kills, the other player at that point is likely forced to hide. They managed to at least take some ground on the site, and then things get a little bit more iffy. So it really was as perfect as things could have gone. Pistols and Kevlar though, Tech 9s on a map like Inferno, these can still be incredibly dangerous, especially as full mid control is pretty much being given up. That's allowed 500 here to get themselves deep into apps. They're going to be able to burst out up short as well, and these Tech 9s are going to be running and gunning up close.
There's a lot of really nasty angles to play with here, and a lot of really rough timings for a CT side to try and deal with. Up close on short as well makes this all the more dangerous, and they are going to go for the pop. Smoke isolates the long player. Nothing he can really do about this. Gravity waiting on his corner, but Timmy and Snubbling are good for the initial kills. 3 in quick succession, make it a 4th. And the last man they know was long. They know he caught Gravity, so they're going to charge him down. AMANEk gets the kill. A dangerous set play, but it's well dealt with, well repelled by LDLC. The M4's doing a lot of heavy lifting here.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the better holds I've seen in such a situation. Normally the Tech 9s manage a few kills at least. Okay, that wasn't quite what they had hoped for. Didn't make it back into the smoke either. And, well, it doesn't look like Team 500 are going to slow down, catching AMANEk on his rotation back towards long. Pulling rotations off B already, but it doesn't look like they're really going to make it in time to assist Snoblin, who's trapped in the pit. Manages a double kill again, though. This is his position as he stands his ground for the 2nd round in a row. In a very winnable 2-on-2. The problem is, I don't think he realizes there's a player still up close. Never mind, he does. Brooksy checks that corner. It's down to a 1-on-1. The health advantage, though, heavily in favor of Ships, and he has the time to get this bomb planted.
Brooksy stepped up on B. Now they're going to ask the same of him on A. He's gone the long way around. Wants the information towards short, but that allows Ships to place himself tucked in on a nasty angle. Brooksy not really with the health to clear it out. The Molotov goes into Graveyard. Ships now has all the information he needs to work with. Smoke's awkward, doesn't land where Brooksy wants it. Ships just lies in wait, waits for his timing and lands it. The heroics of Snobbling inside of the A site are not quite enough. Team 500 will get their first round on the board, and despite the successes over and over, I mean, this was just a couple of mistakes compounding each other. AMANEk went in to try and get the AWP. He's punished for that. Snobbling doing all he can.
It's going to require another strong round to go their way. again wanting to just abuse this A bomb site, it looks like. Found a bit of a weakness in the previous round. This time, though, not gifted the initial free kill. AMANEk has the time to back away. They bait them into the long corner perfectly there for Divi. Has one angle of the attack already completely shut down, but apparently they didn't need it. Patrick and Nicky still get control of the bomb site. Ships had been holding the rotation from Arch, so slowing down those rotations at the very least. And doing some really solid damage there onto AMANEk as well. And with a smoke still in play, they can hold off this retake for at least an extra 15 or so seconds. So as you said, with the health on LDLC, with the time likely to tick away quite a bit, they decide to save is the way to go, and it's understandable. But it's still not going to give them the money they need to fund the extra 2 weapons for Divi and Snoblin. So there will be some weakness no matter what. Big chance for Team 500 here to get a third and maybe even a 4th round off the back of it.
And this is where, you know, you talk about that experience, you talk about that time on Inferno that Team 500 had. That's a 3-on-5 that they've managed to convert. That should have been game, set, and match. For LDLC is, again, this one goes wrong. They are hard ecoing the next, as you said, and that's when T-side start to snowball, momentum starts to shift, and well, Team 500 are looking to grasp the momentum with a top banana take very early on here. Gravity wants to hang around, wants to try and put up some kind of a fight. Well, all it does is just bleed a little more util out, and they're going to pop and execute here to try and make it even more awkward.
Yeah, I don't think really ready to commit off the back of it, though, so they're using a decent amount of utility for what isn't actually going to be a push. I suppose runs down what was also very limited utility from LDLC. They're even popping under their smoke just right now, I believe. Knowing that there is still some presence around Banana, but overall it seems like 500 shifting back, hoping maybe to take some control around brackets. No, they were tempted, definitely wanted the idea of making showing some presence. Would have been a good one as well, because now Rainwaker's given, well, free reign to go ahead and potentially get that flank on. Wants to hold
will be everything.
Potentially catch any aggression.
Brooksy wants to be proactive with it. There's flashes for this, but he needs to go quickly. Gets one, dinks up the second. Able to retreat out as well. It's an awkward movement, but he gets away with it. The Molotov's not quite flushing out this CT defense either, as Brooksy grabs another before he goes down, but it's 2 in quick succession from Ships. Takes the dink on the chin, and with no CT smoke, AMANEk gets away with murder. Should have been put down, but a missed shot. On low HP, regardless, will be traded away, and it's again an awkward swing from Snobbling, but with 6 seconds left, he's done it. No more time for this T side to do anything. I think LDLC. Nice opening pick found as Ships goes down. Bomber's been left in the spawn here, so not really looking for any kind of a fast play. Instead, it's a lurk out, and all very nearly catches his man, but Brooksy and Gravity are aware of the threat. The damage done is significant, but without any kind of a kill. Losing 3 players, 3 of your rifles in this round, top B. Not particularly viable. Retake util goes out as well. Smoke goes in, will confirm Nicky's location. He wants one of these AKs. His teammate with the second, starting to think about a lurk out of the apartments, and he might well catch a timing here. AMANEk has gone round to hold long and left Snobbling solo inside of sight as Divi, based on that early bomb into B, has rotated. The problem is, again, that that bomb is still in spawn, so Nicky's got to spend the next 20 seconds carting it up towards A before he can really do anything with it. AMANEk flashes himself back in to try and get some control over towards A. It is going to be a straight 2-on-2, however. Rainmaker and Nicky make it just Nicky to try and make something of it as Snobbling gets his kill. With 20 seconds left, the man who sacrificed it all, who dropped the AK to his teammate, has now got to try and get it all done with one that he's picked up off of a fallen teammate. Manages to isolate the first fight inside of the site now. Knows there's a second player lurking, and AMANEk can't deal with him, so that will be bombed down. A nice little money maker if nothing else, and he's bought himself a 1v3, low on HP. Smoke goes out towards long, isolates the first fight. There's low HP bars on the board here as well. Brooksy down low. Nicky's actually caught Diddy right on the timing, but he's just not got the health to do anything about it. Molotov onto the bomb. There's a kit, that won't matter at all. The molly didn't even actually hit its mark, so it's really of no concern at all. The 7th round, the force buy not quite able to get it done. Again, the economic damage is good, and you will point to that, but this is a map that Team 500 proudly are very T-sided on. LDLC definitely CT leaning, and at the moment, they're winning that battle.
Yeah, I really like the approach they're taking to the map as well. I mean, it's relatively passive in terms of their positions, playing towards the bomb side. Mostly they're not pushing back into position, I think, in time here. Yeah, AMANEk's back towards long. But he's only got an MP9, so he's going to be ran down at this point. Multiple rifles on their way. Divi on the bomb side already catching one coming towards short at least. And Molly dropped the slow to push the same towards long. And well, it's just an early advantage really for LDLC.
Ooh.
And they actually did decide to go for that flank down banana this time. It was expected, though.
They've got the B player. They've got the B player. Brooksy needs to realize this now.
Oh.
There's nobody defending B at the moment, and they're just going to walk into an after plant. Gravity went for a fast flank, went for the killer play. Managed to get a kill, which has kept his team a man advantage, but punished for it. And now, 2-on-3. After plant situation. Rainwaker in a great position as well. Up close to this half wall, spotted out on the jump. That's really intelligent piece by Divi, and he gets the better of him. All onto Nicky now. Bomb halfway ticked. He can play the time. Sits behind that pillar. Sets himself up on the headshot angle. As soon as Divi jumps up, he spots him. Spots the shoulder, and there's nothing Nicky can do. Defuse will come in. The kits will ensure it. It's a guaranteed lead at the half for LDLC, and another well-choreographed CT round thing. You said it before.
It's been kind of their strong point so far, that coordination. So it was an understandable approach, and well, it gets them the round win. It's Team 500 with another bye, though, thanks to the bomb plant. And well, for what seems like the first time in quite a while, they actually get a clean open and pick. Uncontested.
First time in a long time, that AWP just raining down middle.
Yeah, he's been very quiet this series.
To be fair, especially on this map, nobody's really had a chance to be loud. LDLC have been doing a good job of just chipping away at these T sides, making it tougher and tougher for them to get anything done. And they've made a nice little read here again. They've moved a third player over towards this B site, which at the moment is the intended target of Team 500. 4 players queued up top B. By no means set in this commit. They can afford to double pump. They've got the utility to maybe try and fake out the rotation. The bomb is still bottom of B, so they're going to have a poke and see what they can find. Nades are good, though. The chip damage significant. Through the smoke, Ships gets a freebie. And now it's onto this 2-man crossfire. They try and play the trigger discipline, and AMANEk beautifully held to spray down 3. One more for Brooksy. And whilst, yes, Rainwaker has managed to break open that A site and has managed again to buy himself a potential free plant, the bomb still to be recovered. And I think LDLC, once again, just like you said in the previous, they're going to play this exactly the same. They'll concede the bomb plant on A, they'll concede that, and then they'll play the retake 1v3. Rainwaker works his way into the A site, and very swiftly LDLC will realise what's gone on. As indeed that bomb goes down and they start to plan out their retake. Good utility on Divi. All 3 looking to go towards mid. It's a long old rotation, Dean. This is going to burn a lot of time off the clock.
Yeah, I mean, this was a little bit riskier, all 3 of them being so far back into B. I thought they would have maybe started rotating one true spawn. Either way, they'll move in fast, they'll try to be swift and decisive, and since he is playing towards the graveyard, they will find contact and hopefully have their opportunity pretty soon. Actually waits until one gets onto the bomb site. Unfortunately, that means he has 2 angles to deal with, and AMANEk had decided to hang back and was ready for that position as well. So, a good trade, decent attempt.
Again, a very CT-leaning LDLC, so these kind of rounds could well make or break. Fast charge down mid does net them a couple of kills. A couple of expensive kills at that, as the bodies are overwhelmed. The AWP of Denny tinked initially as well.
Either way, 3 towards B early on. They're going to be putting in that deep smoke. Actually, just at the half wall to apply the quick rush, I suppose, coming through. Going for the boost up above. Gravity is just charging down banana like a madman around the edge of the smoke, and Ships had no idea that was coming his way. Good molly, I think, to at least force him back, and actually nearly took him out on the way as well. Only 22 health left, but they still have the man advantage standing. That's the main thing.
That was all they cared about there. Getting that man advantage to
Do
work
not.
with. Brooksy, be careful, my friend. Very nearly caught by the swing of Denny Slaw. Not quite to be, however. There's now 2 players working their way out of the apartments. Rainwaker on this angle. It's a rough old spray for Snobling, but he gets it done. Manages to double it. A little bit disjointed on that play out of the apartments. Divi catches the freebie towards mid, and now Denny Slaw on that AWP. Just trying to work his way towards the banana. This should and is a one and done. Double digits on the board for LDLC. As you said, the economy not as bad for Team 500, so they will be able to scrape a bye towards this last round of the first half. But this, I mean, just very disjointed for such a T-side leaning.
It's rough. Definitely not the explosive set of players that I'm used to seeing under their previous names. LDLC have somehow tamed them.
For how long is the question? Looking for bracket control. Passively held by Divi. Nobody else really with him on short, so that will be given up for free. And they're going to look to up the pace here. Flash in to get that long control. Divi forced off of that angle, and suddenly this A site under siege. They try and wrap one through, but Gravity's good for that. Snobbing playing around his own smoke has found a second, and now with just over a minute left on the clock, they want to go to plan B. The problem is they've not really drawn the rotation. They were thinking about it the CT side, but they backed out, and now with the man boosted up, they'll go through the CT smoke to try and catch a timing, but Ships isn't aware of the boost. Caught off guard by Gravity, and at this point, a one-dimensional hit in is well dealt with. Brooksy with the clean headshot. Last man up, flashed and blinded. It's 11-4, and as we head to the halftime break, control. Snobbling still posted, opens up the opportunity of a B split, but not necessarily the requirement, as now AMANEk, working his way up, has spotted out, dinked and dealt with by Rainmaker, and now this gets awkward for LDLC. It's a slow old hit, and Rainmaker is still there. Still kicking, drops into the mini pit, in fact, as he looks to make himself even more of a nuisance, transfers to big pit, and this is absolute carnage. They got to try and pincer this man down now. Still the CT side don't know what's going on, but it doesn't matter. Not when Rainmaker's looking for the ace. He's out of bullets. And Brooksy will finally put his man down, but 4 kills from a solo A-site anchor on a pistol round, no less. And Brooksy, well, he's left trying to scramble something. He's looking for something. 2 quick headshots as he adds 3 to his tally in this round, but he's being charged down inside of this site. Little does he know, these CTs are swarming. He's got damage, but it's not going to be enough. Surely not. On 10 HP, there's nothing more to be done.
LDLC are not all that great here on the T side of Inferno, so this is going to be a rough one. The force buy, though, starting off decently with that nade. Unfortunately, they eat one in return, weakening up all 4 of those players. Oh, this is work, though. They don't expect Gravity still towards the bottom of mid. That's an M4 recovered. Unfortunately, these 2 players are too heavily committed to fall back. Otherwise, they could have maybe brought this towards A. Instead, the bomb trapped him towards the church. Somehow has to deal with these 2 players. But look at the health, as you said. Denislav easily finished. 90 in health, pretty much. Bullet for Patrick should confirm it, but he gets both of them. Somehow stands his ground there. Yeah, I mean, already, I'd imagine getting towards a somewhat comfortable position just if they can win this gun round. So, as you said, LDLC need to get things going, show us that their stats here on the T side of Inferno aren't everything. Nades and mollies just around the half wall, so no nade damage actually going to be connected. There was a player in towards the tree, so
they want to pop
he
this.
didn't put it a bit deeper.
They want to pop this out the apps, but it's a nice crossfire pit. Mini pit's a nasty one. It's well dealt with. The Molotov as well, you said it. Just locks them out. 2 quick kills. And this round's gone. This round is done. It's a dink onto Rainmaker, but nothing more. This CT side waking up swiftly. Nicky not found either. They're going to try and charge their man down, but he gets a dink onto Gravity. Ship's the only player actually here, but he's placed so efficiently. They've got to cover so many angles at once that he'll just start to sneak his way back around, and he probably will get both for free here right as they creep in. An 8th round on the board, another round without a bomb plant. This one likely will be able to sustain a half buy. But why they're calling it apps pop on a full rifle buy? It just perplexes me, Dean.
It was so abrupt. Their A burst is the hope, as you said. Not necessary when they know they're up against the weaker investment, but they seem pretty confident in their decision, and it's right, so can't really call them out on it, and it looks like they should hold on without too much in terms of casualties, using only 1 to Gravity.
Need of a little bit of inspiration here. Somebody needs to step up for LDLC. Someone needs to get this T-side clicking. Again, the utility is significant. Gravity down to 46 HP in these opening moments, courtesy of a couple of well-placed HE grenades. Banana controls established, but again, another HE. Gravity down to single digits before he's seen a single man on this CT side. They want to go fast towards B. They want to try and play the timings, but the retake util is coming. The flashbang is coming as well, and it's bled another smoke out of them. They want to go quickly off the back of this now, but Nicky and Ships are well placed. A free kill for Nicky will be traded this time. Gravity on single digits, still able to get one, and now they've got to flush this second man out. Flash over the top. There's no smoke for CT yet. Divi's got it, but he's a long way from home, and that's buying so much time. These rotations are already so close in. Ships needs a kill, though, and he can't find it. That will be the bomb plant. It will be a man advantage. Make that two as Divi catches a fading smoke onto Rainwaker. And this may well be the wake-up call that LDLC needed. A 12th round feels like a certainty here. The 2-on-4 retake into the B site is not something that 500 team are going to give any kind of a look in. Instead, they'll settle down, play deep towards the ramp, and hope that maybe on these exits they can take a couple more of those rifles away and make it just that little bit more expensive.
Yeah, is this something they can replicate now, though, or are we going to see them struggle to find a way into this next round? Because it needs to be at least 2 or 3 in a row before they actually break that economy for 500, and they definitely can't afford to be losing anymore. And we no longer have that close of a game anymore on our hands.
It's a big swing, but like you said, is the success of the previous replicable, and so far it's not. Patrick catching a fully blind AWP of Divi just for free. 4v5 for LDLC to try and wrestle again, as they lose their AWP very early on in proceedings. An isolated success is not going to be enough for this T side. They need to find consistency. Looking to probe out bracket now, but with a 4-man stack over towards this A site. Team 500 are well placed to meet them. Ships once more trusted with the solo hold, this time over towards B as he drops his Molotov, and there is potential for a timing here with Ships falling back now. Picks up a refreshed smoke. There's no presence towards A whatsoever though, so as the aggression starts to come in towards bracket, Patrick and Denny should start to realize what's up. They should start to squirrel the rotation, and with the smoke down from Ships, they are very well placed now to deal with this. The crossfire should be established. The util is going to start coming out from LDLC. CT smoke thrown on the fly with 35 seconds left. Now the pop. They need these early fights. AMANEk gets one. Snobbling gets the other. It's a fast flank from Patrick to at least keep it even. They need to put the smoke down as well. They're aware they've lost that banana control, so these afterplants are not ideal. But they will get themselves into them. All 3 players backside, 2 towards the new boxes, but there's no... With a little bit of free reign here to swing on timing, gets one, looks for more, can't find it. But surely they don't expect the second player in towards these new boxes. AMANEk gets one, 1v1 up against Nicky, low HP. He switches to the AWP to try and land it, but it's not going to happen. AMANEk clutched. Slightly more passive into these early moments. Denny blinded, caught by AMANEk, that's the AWP. Gone in seconds, a big opening kill to find, although it will be recovered.
Yeah, I don't know, they just kind of flipped the switch back on in these last couple of rounds and have decided we're just going to start taking the risks again, trying to win out these early duels, and somehow it started working for them. Bit of damage onto Rainwaker as well. Looks like, yeah, 500 were considering retaking towards Banana, but I'm being dissuaded by a bunch of op shots, I believe, that came through instead. LDLC moving in towards middle, it forces them to send the third player back over towards the A bomb site, and considering there's still nearly a minute, LDLC don't necessarily have to go with this commitment. They still have time if they want to move back. Although instead, with smoke will allow them to isolate Rainwaker in the corner. Yeah, he's absolutely screwed. Perfect flash as well in place. They know there's someone around library, have with a bit of a spam coming through. They should have a decent read as to what's going on. At most, 1 player on this A bomb site.
Oh, Patrick's nightmare fueled here. 30 seconds left. He's only got an AWP. He dropped it, picked it up off the fallen Denny's floor, and now he's got to do it all with it. He's being pincered in as well. Oh, the timing from Gravity is disgusting. Freebie. The Ships and Nicky surely have to save here. The economy is not in a good place at all for this CT side. They have to back it out. Gut-wrenching stuff. But a couple of well-timed picks single-handedly open things up. The utility solid from LDLC, and it just breaks open the defense as resolute as it has been. The 14th on the board, and for the first time on this T side, LDLC will survive with 5 players up. They will build their bank right at the moments their opposition is starting to fall apart.
It's just such a pain here for 500. It seems that everything purchased up. If they lose this round, they'll have something similar to fight for the next one to try and keep themselves alive. So it's basically now or never. Decent nade though. Yeah, lands on 2 of them. Gravity and Brooksy taking hefty damage. That's going to make life quite a bit easier from multiple of those weapons.
The problem is, if LDLC go quickly into B here, there is a gamble stack in place. Oh, the nade gets surely a kill. No, not quite. And LDLC have tended to go quickly off of this utility. They've tended to go fast. This time they're changing their minds. No CT smoke either, so all the information is here for Ships. Admittedly, on the one rifle they've got, but he can just hold this, say nobody's coming, allow that stack to maintain itself. Smoke available with a minute left on the clock as well. He'll drop that. Molotov to follow it up. AMANEk just trying to make some noise towards bracket, trying to keep them honest at the very least. He's going to go through the smoke with a flash. Deagle not quite able to find the shot, but there's support here, and that will be the MP9 getting a freebie. They've got to go to B, and they've got to go now. The information surely forthcoming. Molotov goes in, Ships grabs a second. The defense is looking good for 500 here, 3 on 5, and the bomb is out in no man's land with 30 seconds left. And I think the T-side are calling it. They've backed away, they've gone towards Banana. They're saying, we don't want anything to do with this. Gift wrapping the rifles they've given away. And giving 500 a full 5-man save. And an opportunity to go again to bring this one back.
Yeah, I mean, I understand it, though. They have a good few opportunities still themselves here to try and get this over the line and at least get the security of 15. Once they lost that bomb through the smoke, things were just kind of screwed. Especially with the damage already done on Gravity. But as you mentioned, now 500 come through this round with 5 alive. They guess.
LDLC, they wanted initial banana control. The utilities changed their mind on that front, and now they're starting to work their way towards bracket, but there's crossfires in place here. Well-positioned crossfires at that. Denny gets one, quickly traded by Gravity, but there's Patrick from the high ground to find the man advantage. And this one's starting to fall apart. The T-side, they're trying to up the pace, but it's not working. All the kills going against them. Smooth sail.
Quite actually decided to slow it down at the half wall. Might have made it through otherwise. Just didn't want to risk throwing his life away since he's got the only SMG. Pretty hefty investment. This
is going to be 101. Fast pop B site. See what we can get done. Flashes over the top. A little bit of utility to follow. 2 men here to receive. The molly is decent. It isolates the fight. Snicky will get one early. Ships through the smoke, finds a second, and that molly buys so much time for the reinforcing cast to make their way in. They want this bomb down at any and all costs, and they will just about get it. 3 on 5 after plant though feels spectacularly impossible. Trying to get anything they can, as you said, trying to push on in, but it's not going to happen. 12th round on the board, the bomb plant will ensure another buy, but 500, they're getting right back into this one.
Yeah, a little bit surprising. It's difficult to get a bomb plant without getting a single kill on Inferno. Very passive. Yeah, it's also been a pretty passive CT side from Team 500. They aren't showing the same initiative on like reflashing into areas and such as LDLC were, but they're also very strong on these holds. Dennis Lab's in a pretty interesting position there. He's quite aggressive with the
trigger.
Right back to B, yeah. If they move quick enough, they should be able to catch the up out of position. There you go. Gravity had been tucked in, of course, the entire time. I thought there was still a smoke in place, but clearly not. Rebuild to open things up. Ships is going to be able to stand his ground, though, before that smoke goes down. Gravity unaware, apparently, and he's going to push through. Actually stops the bomb plant. That's going to delay quite a bit now for everyone else to rotate in. A molly goes down to delay even further. This is suddenly becoming a very winnable round for Team 500.
They're going to give this a go. 2 players here, a third fast on the rotation. Bomb still yet to go down. Patrick well placed as well as the pop flash comes over to try and contest it. They're going to swing wide. They need to get this bomb down and they know it. AMANEk needs protection. Divvy provides it with a pick into CT, snobbling with one more. And Nicky is suddenly from 3 on 3 left solo. His position known, Divvy trained in, a 15th on the board for LDLC. They scrapped and they fought for it. They got their chance. 3 of them, in fact, to put this one to bed, but the money is still there. The buys will keep on coming. And Team 500 will scrap this one all the way to the death.
Let's see. LDLC, can they close it here and now? If they lose this one, then I do see an overtime very likely in our future.
This is going as expected, right down to the wire again. Two teams that just will not quit. Heavy banana control taken this time. Divi tagged down to single digits through the smoke. A little bit of fortune. A little bit of magic, but AMANEk's got the opening. Patrick goes down almost immediately, and that's going to cause a very scrambled rotation here. It's going to cause a complete abandonment of the B site. But LDLC are not committed. Molotov goes in, swings in wide, traded cleanly. The man advantage remains, and again, I'll emphasize the point, that bomb is deep down the ramp. It's a long way away, and it is not committing just yet. They are waiting this one out. They are waiting to see what is given to them before they make that decision, and Ships is thinking of giving them a fight. Dinks up Brooksy, but the M4A1 betrays him. The AK just that little bit better. There's now 2-on-4. It's an A-site hold and nothing else for Nicky and Denny Slaw. Their hopes of ESL Challenger League rest on the shoulders of these two men with 30 seconds left, and well, those shoulders are not even going to be pressured. It's a double back. It's over towards B, and it's an abandoned B bomb site. A little more utility from AMANEk to make absolutely sure that they stay as long as possible over towards A. This bomb is going to go down uncontested, and it will have to be the retake. It'll have to be 2-on-4. AMANEk will hear these footsteps, and oh my goodness, surely there's no way. There's no way Denny expects him. It's a free kill. AMANEk gets it, and it's all on to Nicky. A 1v4 asked of him. Two players desperately low on HP, but nothing he can do about it. Divi picks his man.